Yeah, good morning, friends. Welcome to Code Like Ice, formerly known as Green Zone. We changed the name from Green Zone to CLI, Code Like Ice. Yeah, so the last time we met, we learned how to implement audit trails, and also we did some things on Laravel form submissions. This is just a recap. We learned about artisan commands and how to use the artisan command to using artisan commands with Unix cron jobs. Artisan commands can also be achieved on Windows machines, and yeah, so you can read on that. Yeah, so from where we left off the other time on audit trails, so I just added a few things. I just added this text here, welcome to CLI Code Like Ice, and I just use Google fonts to style it just to make it nice. I give it a color of orange red. Yeah, I just shifted the form here a bit. Yeah, so today we learn how to implement data tables, Azure data tables. That's for our server side rendering, server side sorting. Yeah, so instead of using Laravel's default pagination here, we will not be doing that. So we just go ahead and install via Composer Azure DataTables. So I'm gonna show you how to install. We'll show you how to generate a data table class, how to call it, how to manipulate columns, export to Excel, PDF, and those things. Yeah, so if you go to google.com, you have to just search for Azure box. So the first link comes azurebox.com, so you just click on the link. Okay, so installation requirements. So you need Laravel 5.5 and above. You need your jQuery data tables. So make sure you download jQuery data tables and source all the files in your project. If you have challenges doing that, I will leave my files behind in the below the description, below the video in the description. I'll give you a link so that you can download these files and source it like the way I will source it. I already have the files sitting on my local machine, so I will not do that. Yeah, but you can also open it and see. Yeah, so we'll be doing something like this, but ours will be more advanced with buttons and server-side sorting. So you can just go through and play on the site and just be clicking to view what you can do with data tables. Yeah, it's a very powerful jQuery plugin. So we now come back. So installing our data tables can be installed with Composer. More details about this page, this package in Composer can be found here. Run the following command in your project to get the latest version. If you are using most of the data tables plugins like buttons, HTML, you can alternatively use the all-in-one installer package. The Composer require the Azure Laravel DataTables. Okay, so because we will be using the buttons and so forth, we will use this one because it says we are using most of the all-in-one, using most of the data tables plugins like buttons, HTML. So we just go ahead with this. So let's go to our project. Come back a bit, cd backward and clean. So I run this command. Composer require the Azure Laravel DataTables 1.5. Yeah, so our data tables have successfully been installed. So install the Oracle Fractal HTML and other packages that will be necessary for the file or the data exports. Okay, so that's our composer.json. Let me just close it. Sorry. Okay, yeah, so we have our page here, and we're going to apply the data tables on this audit trail data. Okay, so we are ready to go. Let me clear my console. So before we proceed, the purpose of data table is to allow the developer or the user of the system be able to do sorting, as I've mentioned earlier, to be able to export to Excel, to PDF, to even print to to HTML. Now so what you're going to do, let's open our controller, our form controller. How do we have this step? This is in the home page. Okay, as a home. Very good. So this is the data we are fetching to the front end. So what we are going to do now is to generate a data table class, right? Then we call our model inside there. Then we render the results to the view via dependency injection. So go to the terminal and make it larger. Go to the terminal. This is the command php artisan php artisan data table, then make audit trail. Yeah, so you can either choose to add the data table to it like this, or you can ignore it. To automatically append the data table to the name, and the moment you specify like this, to see the audit trail here as a model. So by default it will include the model in your data table. See, data table created successfully. Now this is the folder structure, and you come to your app, you see a data tables folder already created. Then there, see, it automatically appended the data table to it. Now if I come to the data table class, I'll see my audit trail here, because when we were creating it, we just specify php artisan make audit trail, data table make audit trail. So it's assuming that data table is being created on a model. It can be a view, yeah, it can be a joint of tables, or yeah, it can just be from just one table or a model. Yeah, so automatically picks it there, appends or assigns the model in the query function. Okay, so having now done this, so by default this is what you get when you generate a data table class. Now we come to our form controller, and we're going to call the data table here like the way we call so we will use a facade, so it's audit trail data table. It's good to always use PHP Storm. You can use any editor of your choice, but I choose to use the PHP Storm, right, because it allows me, it actually allows me to do a lot of imports, or it automatically does a lot of imports for you. If you're using Sublime or VS Code, you need to be doing the import yourself unless you install certain extensions or packages. Yeah, but from my point of view, PHP Storm is the best. So you have audit trail, and you have so you can give it any name. Let me say audit, and then my comma. Very good. Now I have it here, audit. So let's come to so now instead of passing this result here, right, let me just comment this line of code, and I'll press Command D to duplicate it. Yeah, I might use the code again. Now instead of saying return view, so it will be return audit. So audit, then render. Now audit render. Yeah, so let me clean this. So audit render home, which is the name of the blade. Now we will go into our blade, Laravel blade and do some changes there. So let's refresh and let's see what happens. To not throw an error that the logs variable is undefined, right? So home, this is our home. Yeah, so we will not make use of this code again. So let me comment it. I'll comment it. Let me write my. So this is what I'll do. I'll bring the curly braces and I'll call the data table table, but you have to specify. You have to do it this way because it will be rendering the HTML tags as well. So let's refresh. Okay, so we see we are not there yet, but you can see the column name, action ID, add your columns, created that, updated that. So if you come to your audit trail data table and you come here, you see get column. So here you specify your column names. So here can be an action is a manually so it's a generated column, right? So if you want to add a button to, let's say, edit, delete, or do anything to manipulate the data, you can put the action button there. Then you can add a class of text center. So you have column make ID. So these are the column headings or column names of your table, the table from which you are querying from. So this is set by default, but you can change it if you want. You can even set the title to something, say hello. Yeah, so at first it was ID, now change it to hello. So the column name is ID, alright, but in rendering it you want it to appear as hello. Okay, so that's it. Now having now done this, we are not done yet, so we will come to our home. This is for the HTML side. Now we will call the let me say add push table script. Let me give it a name, table script. Say end push. You can read on Laravel stack and push. Now I'll pick table script, come to my app.build.php, right? Then in the body I'll say at stack. So this is what we are doing here. I will demonstrate for all to see. So if I type hello, yeah, the moment I open, the moment the page loads, as it extends the app file, app blade, the moment the page is loading and it calls the app blade, it will automatically pick the variable or the string here and insert it here. Good. Yeah, so home, then I'll call another, let me do it work, one curly brace. See, let me just so here I'll say scripts. Alright, so let me refresh. Very good. You don't see anything yet. Let me see, can I view page source in Safari? Okay, then let me try with Chrome instead. I think Chrome is far better. Try incognito. This the email green at mail.com. Okay, seems I've forgotten my password. Okay, go back to Safari. Okay, let's proceed. I will come back to it and I'll show you the green or the let me just go to the database and verify. We're trying to. Okay, while my data group loads, let me explain something here. Yeah, so this is my Java CSS and my JavaScript for the data tables. So as I said earlier, you have to make sure you source yours very well. It has to be sourced in this order. So I'll pick the CSS component, right, and I would like to put mine in the main file. So I'll put it in the app blade.php. Now come back to here. I'll pick the JavaScript. Then I say put it right on top of the stack helper or the stack blade directive. So the reason why we are doing this is because the scripts that will be imported here, right, depends on these JavaScripts above. So if I pick this stack here and I bring it on top, the moment you run it in the browser, if you're using Chrome, you check the console, you'll be getting a lot of errors that this one is missing, this one is undefined. So it's always best you put it here. Yeah, so okay, it's downloading. Let me check my database. Green at Gmail, right? I made a miss. Green at Gmail. Chrome. Green at Gmail. Password. Okay, let me just save it. Then let me view page source. View page source. Yeah, so you see, so that's how it looks like when you do it this way. Now, yeah. So now when you call your data table scripts in a browser, this is how it looks like. Very good. And this is how your HTML table will look like. So though we didn't create any table here, you call this data table variable and the table function on it, yeah, to automatically render the columns and the data in it. So in this case, so we are supposed to see some values here, but they are not coming. So we click on inspect. Let's come to console. jQuery is not defined. Okay, so we saw our script, but we didn't source our jQuery. I think Laravel has a default. Let me check the public. JS. Let's use app.js. Script. Source. Assets. JS. Not JS. Okay, so you're saying something. Okay, so the buttons have started coming. Okay, so now let's go back into our code. Let me come up to Safari and crash. Okay, audit requested unknown parameter, add your column. You get it? So the add your column that is here is not in the database, so you get some errors. So let's come to our model here, audit trail. We have user ID, so let's pick user ID, name, date, and activity. Then I come to audit trail class. Just replace. Let me just remove this. Create more. Okay, let's keep the ID. I can keep the created at. Still didn't load. Okay, let's come to Chrome. Still not loading. I click on inspect, check the console. Let's see. Let's refresh. Okay, let's check. jQuery has been sourced, Bootstrap, and another app.js is sourced here. Let me delete that and see. Okay, refresh. Okay, yeah, now we are having our so we are having our data here. No, I think there's a problem with our buttons, but don't worry, you can just change it anytime you want. So let's try CSVNC. Okay, it's trying to use FDM to download. Let me quit. Okay, let me just open FDM. Let's see the outputs of the exports. PDF class snappy PDF driver does not exist, so we need to install all that. Let's try the print to just pick it and dump it in the browser. Yeah, so basically, so that's how the data table works. So let's say I'm sorting. Let's pick an activity. So okay, so let's go to our AUDIT data table. So user ID, name, and date. You can add the activity. So we don't need a creator block. Okay, so we want this action button to come to the latter bar. We just move it here. Alt Shift if you're using. Okay, so we need to set the action button. Right, so let's do something small. So we have an action button here, say add column action. So let's use a closure, call a query. Let's say return, let's say anchor tag, right? Say a tag class btn primary btn midi sm. Let's say edit efficiency. Okay, so this is it. You can add any href which would have taken us to a particular route. Yeah, but we are not doing that now. Then green zone. So we want to pick the username, the name of the user here. So what we will do is to with eloquent, let's do with user. Okay, so everything is fine. So we will come to our columns here. So user ID, it will be user dot let's say username, unknown column users dot username. Okay, so I might not have username. Let's say user dot name. Okay, so there you go. So it came as user.name. So we want to edit it, so you can set the title to user, just user fresh. You're gonna have your user here, you have the name here. So let's say user.email, because we're already picking the name here, so no need to say email. Okay, so we have the email, the name, the activity, the dates, and the activity. So here you can monitor and export to. So we will work on this as time goes on. So let's see, we can now add a column. Now we want to manually add our own column, right? So we say maybe let's do anything. Column, can call it column B. Right now you refresh, it will tell you column B for row requested unknown parameter column B, meaning the column B does not exist, but let's still render it anyway. Now we want to pass a data to our column, right? So let's see what we can do here. Say data, let's say hello. Question unknown parameter hello for. Okay, since we cannot pass, let me see. Let's see render. Let's try render. See. Okay, it's still not working. Okay, so now let's go back to the native way. So we will now come here, add column. So we add another column. So add column. Then bring us, pick the column name, that's column B. Function, bring your query. So if you're not making use of the variable here query, you can choose to ignore it. So for here we're not using it, so you can just say return query created at, so it should return the timestamp. You get it. Now let's say I want to return a string. Code like ice. This is my new. Now concatenate. Sorry, str to upper. Query name. So code like ice is my name, so then it's my name, right? Let's leave a space here. Right, so there you go. So you can do a lot of things when you manually generate your columns, and you can manipulate it to put your own data there. Another method is instead of calling query with user using eloquent, you can ignore that and do this. Now our column is a user email. Let's say user, we want to pick the email address, right, which is not part of the initial query. So we come here, public function, we can another add column email function query, we are using closure. Let's say return, because we are using eloquent, just call the query, just call the user. Now let's do this and let's see the output. You see it dumps all the related modules record, blah 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 here. So we just need the email, so just say user email. Yeah, and there you go. So let me swap so that the email comes. So So you have the ID, the name, the email, the activity. So you see, it does all the pagination for you. So let's see what else can we do. So you can, now if you are not a fan of Eloquent, you want to write your own query builder, that's also fine. DB table audit trails. Okay, let's try get. Let's add get. Most of the time when you add get, doesn't really work. Return. Let's see how it will go. Table ID audit trail. Okay, that wouldn't work because here you have Eloquent here. Just change it to query. Fresh. Another one. It didn't also work. Very good. Okay, let's get rid of the get. Let's see. Undefined property user. Why? Because we are using query builder. Query builder, you cannot access an Eloquent model here. Right, so let's comment that one out. Let's see. So it came as expected. So in order to get the email, you need to write another query builder to actually fetch by saying return user query find. So here will be query, call the user ID, and you can see email. So you can do a whole lot of things. You can add, and let's say email s to return nothing because that thing does not, this column does not exist. So you can see, you can use the PHP code list and say now. Or you can even set a non-applicable. So we'll bring our tutorial on data tables to a close here, and next time we will look at how to export to CSV, Excel, PDF, and let's create button. If you want it to work, you just need to create a route for it, and the moment you click it will just redirect you a particular route as you want. So thank you for watching. If you like the video, kindly subscribe and share.